So good morning, everybody, and good morning to our online community as well. I'm going to open up first with this lovely little poem that John shared with me this morning, and then I'll have the opening prayer. So it's Welcome August is the title of it. Hello, August, golden bright. You step in with a softer light. Fields are kissed by amber sun, and summer's tale is halfway run. The crickets sing their twilight tune, the air still thick with hints of June. Yet harvest whispers through the breeze, and time begins to turn the leaves. Sunflowers rise both proud and tall, a silent chorus to your call. With peaches ripe and skies aglow, you teach us gently to let go. So welcome, August, stay a while. With hazy skies and harvest smile, you are the pause, the breath between the sun's end and the fall unseen. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, John. Yeah, I know. August is a good month. You know, some of us have birthdays in August, so we're particularly fond of it, you know. Yeah. So for our opening prayer, please join me. As we open our service today, we invite the light and love of God, Source, Great Spirit, or whatever name that we call the divine, into our heart, setting a tone to receive the message today in a beautiful and wholesome way. We welcome our angels, guardians, teachers, and ancestors. We give thanks for the opportunity to come together in community at this beautiful and loving place that we call Home Spiritual Center, where we can experience the unity and love of Spirit. Amen. And I welcome Reverend Jen for the message today.
Good morning again. Good morning to our friends online. This morning, I'm going to share a message on lightworkers, or what it means to be a lightworker. But first, a little story. Every morning, a woman named Maya sat on the same park bench with a cup of tea and a quiet smile. She wasn't famous, didn't have a YouTube channel or a podcast, but people were attracted to her like moths to a flame. A teenager once sat next to her with tears streaking down his face, and she didn't ask him any questions. She just handed him a napkin, and she said, "You're not broken, you're blooming." A grumpy businessman passed by daily, scoffing at her hippie vibe. One day he stopped, and she offered him some tea. He declined, but the next day he brought his own cup. Maya never preached. She never claimed to be a healer, but her presence was like sunlight, quiet, warm, and impossible to ignore. One afternoon, a little girl asked her, "Are you a fairy?" And Maya said, "No, sweet one, I'm just someone who remembers that love is contagious." And just like that, the little girl ran off, hugging strangers and shouting, "I'm contagious!" A sweet story. Well, some of you may know some of my journey that brought me to the Home Spiritual Center. I was introduced by my dear friend Kim, and I knew she was into this woo-woo stuff, and I was curious. I was searching. I was really going through a difficult time in my life, and I was searching. I was searching for comfort and for understanding and for peace, and mostly to connect to God, because I had lost my connection. I didn't remember. I was completely disconnected. And this is where I first heard the term lightworker. I'd hear messages or talks about lightworkers or what it meant to be a lightworker, or I'd overhear conversations. And I began to believe that I wanted to be a lightworker. And in the newness of my spiritual path, I started on my quest to be a lightworker. I took classes, any classes that were available, Reiki classes, tarot classes, pendulum, you name it. I read books, I attended metaphysical development programs, and I sought counsel. I was really, really working hard to become. I began living and breathing love and light. I started steering away from anything that wasn't positive. I only used positive words. I gave all kinds of grace. I believed that everybody in the world only had good intentions. I didn't show anger or fear outwardly, at least. And I believed that there was good in the world, that there was no evil, no darkness, that those things just didn't exist. Talk about toxic positivity, right? We've heard about that, that belief that we need to maintain that positive mindset all the time, regardless of our circumstances, which we dismiss or we minimize our real true feelings or those negative emotions. We just kind of push them down. Now, there's a place for positive outlooks in my life. It's beneficial, but I had really swung to the other side of the pendulum. I was really at the other extreme, that far extreme, and I rejected anything that wasn't strictly happy or positive. I started suppressing my true feelings. And I had somebody in community that I had come to trust come to me and share, if you continue down this path, you're going to get really sick. So I began looking for other ways to really broaden my perspective. And I started to discover some of those darker places that I was maybe hiding aspects of myself. I discovered the shadows, and that's a whole other talk. We won't even go there. But maybe some of you know yourself as a light worker. You've already discovered it. Or maybe you're just beginning to explore what that means to you. What is a light worker? What does being a light worker mean? We hear the word, right? It's widely used. Many people resonate with it. And nowadays we hear words like energy healer or conscious creator, awakener, way shower, soul activator. It's someone who feels that deep call and is willing to bring that awareness and that healing forward. And there's not just one answer. But at the core, I believe it means choosing to bring light into the world. Maybe it's through healing or truth or compassion or love. And it's not a title that goes on a business card. Well, maybe in this community. But what I mean is it's not a job title. It's a calling. It's something that you feel deep in your soul. It's a soul calling. And it's not something that we see on social media and we say, hey, I want to be that. I want to be a light worker. It takes truth and devotion, and it takes time. I'm going to use the word we a lot this morning because I believe that each of us on a soul level have that potential to be a light worker. So do you think that only special people can be light workers? Well, good, because you're special. You're special. A light worker is a healer or a teacher, maybe a counselor, a singer, an artist, a minister. Anyone who uplifts others with their presence. Lightworkers often feel deeply with an ability to connect with others, and they notice when another is suffering and they say, how can I help? How can I be helpful? If you have that deep urge to make the world better or brighter, and you carry compassion for others, you support others, and you're living with purpose, you're already walking the path. You are on the journey. And like any journey, there's bumps, right? Things can get cloudy. There are myths and misconceptions about what being a light worker means. And like I shared, I came up against some of those things. Folks on this path aren't always positive, not always positive. We have real life experiences and earthly struggles. We get those shoulder checks to our ego that get us back into line, right? The work's not only about love and light. It's not always peaceful and joyful, nor does it include avoiding negativity or conflict. Lightworkers confront the darkness, traumas, and injustice, maybe toxic systems, not turning away from those hard truths, transmuting them. working on changing the nature of the difficulty, consciously transforming difficulty or those overwhelming experiences or thoughts into something a little bit more manageable or maybe more positive. As light workers, many of us often feel the weight of the world. We feel that weight, which can cause all sorts of symptoms, right? Depression, anxiety, maybe burnout. But we're able to shine our light into the world because we face those darknesses. We don't avoid them. You don't have to be a psychic or a healer or a practitioner to be a light worker. Many come to this work because of their open and their loving hearts. As light workers, we're not perfect. We're human and we make mistakes. We have bad days. We have bad moments. We have doubts. We have fears. Maybe we stumble. We get tired. It's not about growth. It's about growth, not perfection. It's about growth and perfection. We stumble. There you go. It is about growth and not perfection. Yeah. Progress, not perfection. And grace. Thank you, my friends. And we keep showing up, right? And it's not a glamorous path, as many of us know. It's not all love and light and rainbows, right? We ask the universe, and the universe delivers. The universe says, "Are you ready?" And we go, "Yeah, I'm ready." And the universe says, "Are you really ready?" Yeah, I'm ready. And the universe says, but are you really, really ready? And we go, "Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready." And it's not all about outward appearance either. Doing the things, wearing the clothes, having the jewelry, taking the classes, reading the books, watching the videos. It's about integrating those things that we've learned. It's about mastering our own light and allowing it to shine in those darker areas, those areas in our soul that maybe need some dusting off, some clearing, some release. Maybe we're dissolving them and ultimately healing those areas. And in the Magdalene teachings, it's turning the wound into wisdom. The wounds are those portals for deeper, deeper wisdom. Healing them is not erasing the pain, but transforming it. Many folks come to this path from pain or trauma, enduring their own personal struggles that have maybe awakened their purpose. Perhaps that's what brought you here. We're here to bring light, even when the world feels dark. It doesn't mean that we have it all figured out. It means that we're willing to do the work. We're willing to do the work, facing our own shadows, healing those wounds, and growing through discomfort. Being a light worker is about being in service. We're not here to impress others. We're here to uplift them. We're here to guide, not control. We choose service over ego. I'm sure all of us can name at least one famous person who we see as a light worker. So I'm looking at Mother Teresa right there over Thomas. Mother Teresa, maybe Thich Nhat Hanh, Ram Dass, of course, Jesus and Mary. And we know someone, probably in our own community, that's seemingly ordinary, and they're a light worker. Right? Maybe it's that parent who raises their children with love and compassion. Maybe it's a teacher who sees the soul of every single student. Maybe it's a volunteer who helps the lonely, or sits with the lonely, or feeds the hungry. Maybe it's a barista that changes the energy, shifts your energy for the whole day with just a smile. So are you ready to claim the title? You ready to claim the title or smooth out the path that you're already on? Let's do it. Well, it comes with some responsibility. And not the kind that weighs us down, but really the kind that lifts us up. When we recognize ourselves as light workers, we realize that our energy affects others. Our energy affects others, and what we put out matters. Our energy ripples out. We're aware of our words and our actions because our presence matters. We choose to be intentional and courageous, even when it's difficult. Wednesday evening, we had a discussion after the video that Reverend Connie shared, and we talked about light workers as stewards of the light. We take sacred responsibility for the energy and that love that we carry. We use it with humility and intention and care. Being a steward doesn't mean that we only shine our light outward. We need to tend to our own light. We need to tend to our own light, to our own healing, and we rest when we need to, and we stay grounded. We speak our truth with love and compassion, even when it's uncomfortable. We understand that our energy, again, affects others. So it's about love and not our ego. Stewardship also means discernment. We don't push or force our light on anyone. We offer it. And if it's welcomed, we offer it where it is welcomed. We listen and we hold space. We offer our light to illuminate, not to fix. And we act with responsibility. And responsibility doesn't have to mean pressure. It can mean purpose. Maybe you've experienced a moment, maybe just one moment of awakening, or maybe a life crisis or a spiritual nudge or a deep knowing that shifts you from living to living with purpose. And that is where your light path begins. That's where the work begins. Some of us choose to walk this path boldly, and others do it quietly. This is truly a path of awakening, not arrival. We're saying yes to the magic and the mystery and the whole messiness of being a soul in this human form, in this physical form. And the world needs our light. And not the perfect or the polished kind, that kind that comes from deep within our soul. It's about presence. We show up again and again. We show up with that willingness to grow. We show up with love in our hearts. We're intentional and we're devoted to love. Even if we feel like we're in the dark, we're not alone. We're never alone. There are many that walk beside us. We honor the journey, remembering that we came from the light. The light is our source, and that still lives within us, lives within each and every one of us, because our essence is divine. And with that, I'd like to move into a little meditation to really allow those words to integrate, come into your being. So I invite you to settle into your seats, and closing your eyes gently. And just allow your physical body to relax with each breath. Taking a deep inhale and a powerful exhale. And really feel yourself arrive beyond your body. Allow yourself to arrive in your soul. Dismissing any noises you may hear in this room or outside of this building. Quieting your mind. Taking this moment to remember this is your sacred space. Breathe into that for a moment. Remember the light. You came from it. Before you had a name, before you had a story, you were pure radiance. Begin to feel that light now. Feel it glowing in the center of your chest, at your heart center. It's warm and gentle. And this light is infinite. It's limitless. It's abundant. Allow it to expand through your heart, through your body, beyond your human form. You are the light. Knowing you do not do this work alone. Feel that presence around you, soft and loving and familiar. You're surrounded by angels and ancestors and guides, your spirit team, your soul family, whatever is true for you. They walk with you. They gently whisper, making their presence known and felt. You're held, even in silence. You're always guided. You chose to be here in this incarnation with purpose. And your light is your compass. And this earth is your classroom. Each difficulty, challenge, wound is a teacher. Every joy is a reminder. Every breath is a return. I invite you to gently place your hands over your heart. And you can repeat softly, I came from the light. I carry the light. I walk in the light. I walk with the light. I am always guided. I am always loved. Just allow those words to gently settle into your being, becoming part of your truth. And with a deep breath in and a slow exhale out, begin to feel your body, your heart, your radiance as you return to this space, carrying that light back with you. Gently opening your eyes when you're ready. Move into our offering portion. This morning, and we are so grateful for whatever you're able to give, knowing that it will support the Home Spiritual Center in the most beautiful and perfect way. We also have the QR code on the side of the basket. I think Jerry has it up on the screen. Wonderful. So take your gift and just really charge it up with all of the love and beautiful light energy that will help sustain and maintain this beautiful place, this Home Spiritual Center. And know that whatever you're able to give, whether it's money, your time, your talent, your energy, your love, that you will receive that in like kind. And let that be true. Amen. And as the basket goes around, I'll turn the podium over to Matt.
Okay. So first of all, I want to thank Chanel for all these beautiful flowers that she brought this morning. And she says that you're welcome. When you leave, you're welcome to take a flower, but leave the vase.
They're part of our wedding set.
Yes. And I love how community works. Jane gave Michelle rhubarb. And there's rhubarb out there for us to rhubarb bars for us afterwards. That's community, isn't it? It just keeps going around and we all get to benefit by it. So thank you, Jane, for giving her rhubarb. And thank you for the treat out there. Sorry for you online people. You'll have to come in person. That's the way it is. All right. So the story that I want to share this morning, or the little saying, is from one of our heroes. Yes, Mr. Rogers, from the world of Mr. Rogers. I thought this one really supported Jen's message today. As human beings, our job in life is to help people realize how rare and valuable each one of us really is. That each of us has something that no one else has or ever will have. Something inside that is unique to all time. It's our job to encourage each other to discover that uniqueness and to provide ways of developing its expression. Isn't that beautiful? Mr. Rogers is such a gem. He is a gem. All right, for our closing prayer. In closing, let us fill our hearts with grace and gratitude. We're grateful for the message today, and may it uplift your spirit. May each one of you leave here today with your cup overflowing with joy and happiness, knowing you are loved beyond measure. We thank the divine for our time together today. Even though things appear crazy in the world, may each of us have the faith of a mustard seed that each of us is here for a purpose and everything is in divine timing. May God bless each one of you. Amen. All right. So we'll close our broadcast. Thank you for those online, and we'll see you next time. All right.